best way to reach to it. So, when it comes to the material things, God left this area alone because we could see it, the eye, we could hear it, we could examine it, we could taste it. There we have scientists. They find out the solution to the disease, to the sickness, to the need. But when the subject hits intangible realm, psychological problem, social problem, spiritual problem, we have not reached to that maturity yet. We saved the man from heart attack, from diseases unheard of in the United States of America. King of England 60 years ago was not as good as a common American. He did not have a cell phone. We do have that today. Materially, it comes to the physical body, how to get to it, doing well. But the same society cannot create peace within the individuals, create that happiness, because the topic is not tangible. This area, we cannot see what to do. Every idea that comes out, it remains poetic. Ideas, no guarantees. Doesn't work. So it would be unfair for God of the universe to let us to deal with this subject. Clearly, with all this advancement in the material world, we can't solve these intangible problems. Happiness, stress, marriage, we don't know what to do. So this God of the universe would have to give us a hand. That's that revelation that he brings. The revelation of Baha'u'llah is absolutely based on the necessity of mankind. Something that has been in the laboratory of the universe. It's been proven as a matter of fact. When in Iran he said man and women are equal, the believer said, Master, how are we going to teach this among these Persians who have 4 wives? How are we going to say this? Man and women have equal right. Preposterous. Baha'u'llah said, you will see. This is the way it goes. I am not imposing this idea on you. I'm not inventing it in for you. I'm telling you this is where you're heading. If you don't understand it, you'll go down. All those Muslim countries that they do not respect their wives, they're all down in the world. They have all these natural resources, oils, gas, copper, uranium, whatnot. They're not doing well. Because half the society is not recognized. Half the society is put down. Baha'u'llah says, do not do this. Now the Western countries, they're not Baha'is. They don't know what Baha'u'llah is. But they discovered this fact on their own. They're doing fine. Nobody knew about the compulsory education. Baha'u'llah said source of the wickedness is ignorance. Everyone has to go to school. Compulsory. There was no compulsory education anywhere in the world. 150 years ago. Baha'u'llah said it. I don't know how many nations or people got inspired by that to do anything, but certainly they didn't, as far as I know, majority of them, but they discovered on their own that they have to do this. Many things he has seen. These are guaranteed truth, signed and sealed. No doubt about it. But you have to understand, first of all, there is God. God is not an idea, it's a literal being. You have to go through my videos to believe that. Then you'll find out this God naturally will come in contact with us through an avatar, through a computer, through a voice. a biological one, naturally a human being. And that human being, which we call him a human, we see him as a human, it tells us about this truth. So if we don't accept Baha'u'llah, that's tantamount that we have to set aside every damn truth that we know it. As people do. They don't care about marriages. They said adultery, do it. All kind of things. They're putting his laws down and they're suffering right now. Baha'u'llah is not a word, he's not a person. He's not happy that you're going to go to hell. Here on the other side. No, he's very sad actually. His sadness is so big that he has come down here to tell you that this is what's happening. This is a scientific religion. This is a scientific era of the revelation. We go against it. We have to go against everything that is good for us. What happens if we don't understand the truth? The truth of who we are and what we need, and how we have to deal with our children, with our wives, with our parents, with our brothers, with our fellow men. We don't understand this truth, and we have many, many variations, many, many postulations, and all of this colliding with each other. Everybody's creating some supporters here and supporter there. Then there's thousands of them, they're fighting with each other. Mankind has more conflict, religious conflict and social conflict than before. Before people were stupid, essentially, idiot, simpleton. Now they know more and everybody thinks he's somebody. Great, but this is causing thousands and thousands of factions between people and mankind. One Christianity in a million brands. None of them agree with each other, so is Muslims. What do we do? God has created beside the truth that he's telling you, there's also a practical guarantee about this truth. This is why Baha'u'llah, which is the avatar of God, the creator of the universe, he has a power very unknown to people. I know his power. His power sums up in gravity. Just like the sun, God chose this ball of fire, and all these planets, they revolve around it because of its massive gravitational field. Sun taken away from the middle, Jupiter is going to hit Uranus, Uranus is going to hit Neptune, Neptune is going to run into Earth. The whole thing is going to go berserk. God put the big mass in the center. Baha'u'llah is that a spiritual mass that will unite everyone together. Open up your eyes, people. 150 years passed from this religion. Do you know any ideology, any man, in the last few hundred years, or from the beginning of mankind, brought an idea that all the people of the earth, of all kind of races, all kind of colors, they all accepted it. So many factions of Christianity all accepted Baha'u'llah. And a sample, because it's only 100 years past. But it's the experiment to see it. Muslims, Sunni and Shia, they don't get along with each other. My God, they don't. They burn each other's mosque every day. But these factions among the Muslims, they have turned into Baha'i faith. There are Baha'is in Egypt, there's Baha'is in Iraq, there's Baha'is among the Sunnis, among the Muslims, among the Ismailis, name it. Indians, same thing. The lowest caste of Harijan and Touchables, there are Baha'is in there, and so is from the Shaktis and Brahmins. There are Baha'is everywhere, they're sitting together. There are Baha'is in Japan, China. everyone, is there anybody, do you know, please let me know, that there is somebody found besides Baha'u'llah that has created this ideology that all the people of the world are following it. 1,000 years past, Muslims, they could not bring Christians or even Jews or Hindus and Buddhists into their religion. They could not convince them. They reached a constant number of about 1 billion. Christians, the same thing. Jews, the same thing. Hindus, the same thing. Buddhists, the same thing. They couldn't. They reached their capacity and they stopped. All this money that is spent right now trying to create convergence, even they pay for it, they can't do it. Not with the ratio that the Baha'i faith has established itself proportionally. All the people of the world, there are Baha'is in Finland, there are Baha'is in Sweden, there are Baha'is in England, there are Baha'is in Chile, in Argentina, there are Baha'is in China, in Japan. There are Baha'is among all the religions, all the nationalities. And Baha'is, they do not advertise for it. And I'm very, very, absolutely disappointed from the lack of their understanding and knowledge, these followers of Baha'u'llah. I've seen them like a patches of mud sticking on this lamp, on this light. So much that the light cannot come through. The light of Baha'u'llah cannot come through because of his followers. But yet again, I cannot complain. They're sick, they go to the doctor. Doctor will take care of them. And he will send, now and then, his guardians to come and help when it's necessary. So, therefore, 100% I tell you that right now. And if you want, listen to all my videos, bring up. I'll go to court with you. Prove it to you. There is no other way except the way of Baha'u'llah. The way of Baha'i faith. If you don't like him, I don't like Baha'i faith, try to make something similar to that. Go on. Go on. It will remain an ideology and it will not go through. People are not going to obey another man, excuse me, to create temple and mosque and churches and go up and down and pray to God. They won't do it. In the name of Aristotle and Socrates and Confucius and whoever, philosophers, people are not getting together. They're not. But in the name of Jesus Christ, they do. In the name of Muhammad, they do. In the name of Buddha, they do. In the name of Krishna, they do. Baha'u'llah is that global manifestation that none like it has ever been. It's the combined forces of all those prophets of the past. He's the hugest power that as possibly it can be even imagined. His influence is huge. Where have you seen a 25 years old man called Bob to come among the Shiites, the most prejudiced people of all? Now they are, imagine what it was 150 years ago. To come down and collect more than 1 million, would be probably 25% of the Iranian at a time, to follow him. 20,000 of them, they die for him. Who? Ayatollahs, mullahs, all these big clergies, because ordinary people cannot read and write well. These people, the ecclesiastics, actual, clergies, they die for a 25 years old man. Where do you get that power? Where have you ever heard that an old man released from the jail of a Muslim country who can't speak English to come down among the Anglo-Saxon race in the United States of America to go in the churches to tell them Christianity is over. The kingdom of God has come. And the people of that religion, which is in this Christianity, that fight over him to get him to his churches. So much that he doesn't have enough time. Where have you seen such miracle? Could you imagine a Muslim priest, a Christian priest, a Buddhist, a Hindu to go in somebody else's holy places and tell them that their religion is gone? No good. A new one has come, and he will be revered, respected, obeyed, loved for what he says. Where? This miracle has happened in the United States of America by Abdu'l-Baha and the Americans, actually. Both. Like lover and the beloved. They just saw each other. Where have you seen this miracle? I'm a practical man. If you have seen such power rendered from an individual, remember, a Muslim, Americans, they would not even go to work in Iran. They have the savage right. If they want to go to Iran, they want triple times more to get money. That's what they're thinking about Iranian is. Or the Muslims in Turkish Empire. Because they know what these people are. And from there, a man was put in jail to calm down, can't speak English. Old man. In New York, in Boston, in Chicago, in California, everywhere. And people are like, wow, master, where have you been? Where is this ever in the history of mankind? Have you ever seen this? You don't want to respond to this? You think you can live without it? This is it. American that day, they showed they are the leader. Anglo-Saxon race, sure, they are the leader. They're the number one in the front to understand this. This is the only key to get the people together. Unity of mankind within diversity, not unity and conformity. White, let it stay raw white. Let him stay his race, his culture. Black, let him stay black with his culture. But shaking hand, the good people have to unite. The bad people are united against the good people. But their number is very little. Except those bastards, they are united. And the good people, they're not united. The message of the Baha'u'llah is not to get rid of the bad people. He has come to unite the good people. He has to come to unite me with Darrick. It's very hard. Unfathomable sometimes. But that's the key though. If these good people get together, we're going to throw the mask right out, the disguise. Oh, I'm black, oh, I'm white, oh, I'm Chinese, oh, I'm Indians. You're only good or bad. The rest of it is excuse. So we have to understand the miracle of Baha'u'llah for this time, the gift of God, the power of the Son that make people to believe Him. Why would Americans follow a Middle Eastern old man that just came out of the jail? Why? Ask your sociologists, psychologists. Tell them, give us another example of another such event. There's none like it. That they come practical. They spent their life, their money, their time. One of them, Agnes Alexander, went all the way to Japan. All her life. Created the Japanese Baha'i society. An American did that. Martha Ruth. Huge stars. It's coming right here. Please understand your situations. The baton of God is in your hand right now. You gotta get this and solve the problem of the world. That is only when you solve your own problem. Because the world is one. You can't solve the problem with one hand and not thinking about the other hand or your leg or your hair. All the people of the world, they're all part of one body, even the assholes. Okay? Avoid them. Avoid them wisely. But remember, they all have to be here. God likes to destroy him, the bastard. But he sees that this guy was cheating people and is cruel, but he has children and he's ironically a good father to his children. So because of that children, he has to give him the break. You see? Or else he would want to get rid of a lot of people in the earth. God is very mad. Very mad. But there are innocent ones that we care. So we're just like a combinations, you see, of bad and good. We have to gradually understand and throw the bad out. Good. Baha'u'llah be with you.